Hi, I just wanted to hop on and cover a few more things on the development side that I wasn't able to cover in the last video. The Frappe framework offers so many features that it's hard to cover them all, and we'll touch on more in the future as well. But I wanted to hop over to our demo instance, and this time I'm logged in as the system administrator. And as the system administrator, we'll have some more options to be able to modify doc types and see a few additional features. One thing I wanted to do is show you on the back end, if I type in doc type list, this will show all the different doc types in the entire system. So we can see doc types in our custom app, and it'll show which module they're in. But we can also see doc types that the Frappe framework implements itself. So down here, these are doc types. So the system itself, even just a user on the system, is considered a doc type. So if I click on that, you can see the user has a form. And so the user is just a document in the system. Pretty much everything in the Frappe framework is a document. So even permissions things are documents, reports are documents, everything is a document. So I'm going to go back up here and we're going to hop into the person record or the person doc type. And I wanted to show you as an administrator how easy it can be to modify things. So say we ship this app and a church installs it and they say, we need to be able to track more than just what's given here. We need to be able to, let's say, can they ride a bike? So I can add a field here and we can add like a data type field or any field. You can see how many different types there are here. There's all kinds of different field types that you can add. You can even do like a checkbox, right? And then here's our field. And then I could come up here and like add a label here. Can they ride a bike? And then that field's in there. And then you would go back over to the person form and you would see that added. On the right-hand side here, you can change, what the label is. You can change the type of field that it is. The name is the actual field that's stored in the database. I'm not going to go over all of these. These are so many. But you can, hide the field and you can make it read only. You can bold it. You can make it show up in the list view or not show up in the list view. Should it be a filter in the list view? Just lots of options. You can give it a description and that puts this text underneath the field. So that's just makes it very easy as an administrator to customize this church management app. So if what we ship in the app isn't good enough for a church, they can come in here easily and just add another field, customize this form and do whatever they need to. So you can see all the different tabs on the document. And not only can you change the form, but you can also change the document settings. So this is the person doc type. And you could say, do we want to track changes? So every time a change is made to the person record, it's being tracked. And I can even show you if I go to the person list, pull up one of these people. Every time a change is made here, down here at the bottom, this activity is updated. So let's go ahead and make a change. Let's change her name. So we've changed it. We come down to the activity and you can see we've changed the value of the first name. So it's a very good like auditing type thing. So you can see who changed it. If somebody else changed it, it would show their name here and when it was changed. So very handy to be able to change some of these kind of things. You can see even when people are looking at it. And then all kinds of extra features here. Again, we're not going to really go into those right now. You can specify how the document is named. So when the person is saved, that has a record or name in the system, and we name it like this. So PRSN stands for person, and then there's a number associated with it. So again, if we go over to our record, we can see that every person in the system has a unique identifier, and that's this this thing here. So go back to our settings one more time, and I just did want to point out how many different options we have here. And again, these are all Frappe Framework things that we're getting to take advantage of because we're building on top of it. There's different things where you can specify which fields are the photos, and that will show the photo up in the top corner. You can specify how things look on the form. Email settings, permissions is very important. So we can specify that a regular user who cannot log into this desk view, they can only select, read, and write specific records. The manager has more, and system manager. Again, you can specify those. You can link other types of documents. So we can say that a prayer request can link to a person. A prayer can link to a person. And when you specify these links between doc types, then when you go to the person record at the top, you'll see if any of these links are there. So pop back over there one more time. And go over to our person. You can see right here is those links. So you can see Rachel Cooper has 2 prayer requests linked to her. And I can click right there, and it'll go to the prayer request list view and filter them right out, just for that person. So very powerful to be able to have this built right in here where these links are. And again, if I'm looking at this person, I can see the prayer request, but I can also just create a new prayer request automatically linked to that person. So pretty handy feature there. One other thing I wanted to show you on the record itself, there's this side view here which shows a photo if it's attached, but you can also assign documents to people. So like I'm currently the administrator. I could say, okay, this person needs to be assigned to maybe some kind of, welcoming group or person who needs to welcome this person into the church. I can click assign, and I can assign this to a specific person. So I could say, okay, Mary Johnson is going to be assigned to this person. Click add, and now we can see Mary Johnson is assigned to this document. And then on the Mary Johnson side, I'm just going to do a split screen view here. So now this is Mary Johnson's profile. If I come over here and I go to people, I'm going to go to the home view. We can come down here and I have a my summary. So this section is only relevant to Mary Johnson. You can see she has an assignment of Rachel Cooper. So she can go over there. I'm just going to expand this out a little bit. Right here is the assignment, and she can close the assignment when she's done. And the assignment is registered as a to-do item, just like a checklist. So here's a to-do item for Rachel Cooper, and she can say, okay, I've done whatever I needed to do. I can close out this assignment. Shows up there. And then back on the manager side, it still shows, but if I give this a little refresh, maybe, we'll see that the assignment is removed from that person. Close out this. Nope, we get logged out somehow. Let's go back over here. Log in. Oh, you know what? It's midnight, so my instance just reset. That's why. Okay, so we're back in. So I did want to show you that that you can assign things to people. You can attach files, so you can upload files. You can add tags, any kind of tag you want. A share is similar to an assignment, but you're just saying, kind of like bringing it to somebody's attention. I'm going to say, hey, here's a person. I want you to be aware of it. Again, these are just built-in Frappe things, so nothing special that we've done. As a user of the desk, you can like an item. You can comment on an item, which brings you down to the bottom of it. And that just puts it right in this activity view, so people can see if somebody's commented on a document. And you can follow. So if you follow, then any changes that are made to the document, you'll be notified up here in your notifications panel. Or if you have email notifications enabled, you can get an email notification there. All right. Just a couple more things here before we wrap up on this session, but I wanted to show you that you can import and export data very easily in using the Frappe framework. So there's a data import. So if we come over here, we don't currently have one, but we can go create a new import and say you wanted to import person records. You can say I want to insert new records or update existing records. And we create a new data import. Now from here, we can upload a file and import, or if we have Google Sheets, we can use that. But you can download a template first. And it shows you all the fields that are in there. So if you wanted to, you could just select all, and this would download a template with all the fields. You can fill in the Excel spreadsheet or the CSV file with all of the records from whatever system you're migrating from. And then you would come in here. Once that's filled in, you would attach a file, you would upload it, and then down here at the bottom, it would give you all the fields in your uploaded file, and you map them to the fields inside the system. If you're using the template file, it'll map automatically because all of the field names will match. And then you just click the import button at the top and it imports all your data. So very handy there. And you can also do the data export. It's the exact same steps. You just come in here and you click download. Instead of download template, you're going to download all the records for a specific document type. Again, that's just a Frappe framework goodie that was given to us. And there's also a backup. So this will back up the entire system. So the whole site is backed up. So you can do a download backup, get your backup encryption keys, download a file, and then in a new instance, you could upload your backup and restore. So there's a very user-friendly way to do that. It'll notify you when those backups are ready. We can manage our users in the system very easily. We go over to our user list. Oops. Something broke. Let's try again. So we can take a look at Mary Johnson. We look at her user, and we can see her roles and permissions, her basic information here, which church she belongs to. We can give her additional roles, and you can do role profiles, which this profile automatically assigns all of these roles. But we have other profiles like a church user, which only has access to the portal side of the site. If I select that, you'll see the permissions is significantly reduced. Same thing down here. She currently has access to all the modules, but this church profile would remove some of these just Frappe specific modules. So you can change permissions in here. You can go to the settings. You can reset a password. All kinds of different personal settings for each user can be specified, including like the theme. So each person could have their own theme. It's much better. And you can impersonate users. So as an administrator, if you have a user that's trying to do something and it's just not working for them, but it seems to be working for you, as an administrator, you can come in and say, I'm going to impersonate this user to see if I can troubleshoot what they're seeing. And then you tell them that you're helping them out or whatever, and they'll be able to see that record on their side. They'll get a notification in their notifications here saying that you're being impersonated. Okay, so those are the main things I want to show. There's a couple others on the management side, but that's it for now. Again, if you're interested in the app, and especially if you're a developer or if you want to do some testing, let me know. You can, again, leave an issue on GitHub. You can drop into the Matrix chat. I'd love to chat with you on there if you have any ideas. And we'll talk again. In the next few videos, I'm going to start giving a little bit more demos of how the app actually works and the current functionality of the modules. Okay, until next time, we'll see you.